Get ready. Get REDYJJJJJJJJJJJJJJJJJJJJJJDRDEDY, because I came to tell somebody today, you are stepping into a season of divine alignment. You've cried long enough. You fought long enough. You've survived storms that were designed to take you out. But look at you still standing, still believing, still holding on. And hear me when I say this. When God gets ready to shift your life, He doesn't consult your past. He orchestrates your future. This is the moment where heaven is moving things, rearranging things, repositioning things on your ALF. This is not coincidence. This is not luck. This is not random. God is bringing the Rajishti people into your circle, people who speak life, people who stand with you, people who carry the wisdom, the access, and the strength you prayed for. God is opening the Raigit doors. Doors you couldn't open, doors no man can shut, doors that lead you into purpose, promotion, breakthrough, and destiny. And God is releasing the Raj favor, favor that breaks barriers, favor that silences the enemy, favor that lifts you from the background to the forefront. Somebody shout, "This is my season of divine connection," because when God aligns the right people, the right doors, and the right favor, no devil can block it. No hater can stop it. No delay can deny it. Get ready, because what's coming is gar than what's been. Divine alignment begins when God removes the wrong people to make room for the right ones. And sometimes the process is uncomfortable, confusing, and even painful. When God starts shifting your relationships, it can feel like your life is being shaken. People you thought would walk with you forever suddenly drift away. Individuals you once depended on begin acting differently, or they misunderstand you, distance themselves, or simply disappear. And in that moment, you may question yourself, question your value, or question what is going on. But what you don't realize yet is that this divine pruning is not rejection. It is protection and preparation. God is not taking people from you to hurt you. He is clearing the space around you, because what He is about to bring into your life requires room, focus, and a different level of connection. There are people connected to your past season who cannot enter your next one. Their mindset, their habits, their energy, and their spiritual maturity are not aligned with what God is about to do for you. Sometimes we hold on to people out of loyalty, comfort, or history, but God looks at destiny. He knows that the same people who fit in your last chapter may prevent the growth of your next. He knows that keeping the wrong people close can delay your progress, snorts, drain your spirit, and distort your direction. So when God sees that your purpose is being limited by associations that cannot grow with you, He orchestrates a divine separation. This is not punishment, this is positioning. It may start with disagreements, misunderstandings, or emotional distance. You call them, but the conversation doesn't flow the way it used to. You try to reconnect, but something feels off. The bond that once held you together feels loose, strained, or fragile. That's not you losing people. That's God gently loosening what He knows must fall away. And everything God removes, He removes for a reason. Some people have already given you everything they were meant to give. Their assignment in your life is complete. Their season has served its purpose. And when a season ends, forcing it to continue only leads to frustration. God doesn't want you stuck in relationships that drain you when He has prepared relationships that will elevate you. There are people who were in your life only to teach you, strengthen you, sharpen you, or guide you for a moment, but not for a lifetime. And when you try to drag expired connections into a new season, you carry dead weight. You carry the emotional burden of trying to resuscitate something God is already finished with. You carry the frustration of wondering why the relationship feels harder than it used to. It's because you are trying to maintain what God has already transitioned. Letting go is not abandonment. Letting go is obedience. Letting go is trust. Letting go is acknowledging that God knows what you need better than you do. And sometimes the wrong people are not bad people. They are simply not aligned with where God is taking you. They may be kind, loyal, and loving, but alignment is not based on comfort. It's based on calling. Two people can love each other deeply but be aligned to different destinies. Two friends can share years of memories but be built for different futures. Two partners can walk together for a season but be assigned to different mountains. So God in His wisdom allows separation so that both individuals can grow into the fullness of who they were meant to become. Divine alignment is not only about adding the right people, it's also about releasing the ones who can no longer support your elevation. God removes the wrong voices because the next chapter requires clarity. God removes distractions because you are stepping into a chapter that requires focus. God removes the familiar because He is preparing to introduce you to something greater. Your future connections will demand more faith, more maturity, more responsibility, more discipline, and more vision. And not everyone who started with you is equipped to run with you at that speed. If God allowed everybody to follow you into your next level, they might sabotage what He is birthing in you. They might pull you down out of jealousy, insecurity, or unhealed wounds. They might speak doubt into your dreams, fear into your future, or negativity into your spirit. So God says, I have to protect the promise by pruning the circle. Every divine separation creates space for divine alignment. Every exit sets the stage for an entrance. When someone walks out, it is often the sign that someone better is on the way. When someone stops supporting you, it is the signal that God is sending someone who will believe in you on a deeper level. Clears throat. When an old connection ends, it opens the door for a new relationship that carries purpose, wisdom, and breakthrough. The right people bring the right energy. The right people speak life into you. The right people challenge you to grow. The right people see the best in you and help pull it out. And God can't bring them into your life as long as the wrong people are occupying their space. You may not understand the separation now, but you will understand it later when God introduces you to people who value you, respect you, uplift you, and walk with you in alignment. You will understand when you look back and realize that the loss was actually a gift. The departure was actually a blessing, and the breakup was actually a breakthrough. You will see that God wasn't removing people to leave you empty. He was clearing the ground so He could plant something new, something deeper, something stronger, something divine. So trust the pruning, trust the shifting, trust the silence, trust the distance, trust the exit, trust every door God closes, every person He removes, and every connection He dissolves. Because divine alignment always begins with divine removal. And when God removes the wrong people, He is preparing to release the right ones. People who will walk with you, build with you, pray with you, and stand with you as you step into the fullness of your destiny. The doors God opens for you are designed specifically for your destiny. And understanding this requires a level of faith, patience, and spiritual insight that many people never develop. Too often we measure opportunity with our human eyes, judging what we see based on convenience, familiarity, or immediate reward. But God does not operate in human terms. He operates on purpose, timing, and divine orchestration. Every door He opens is not random. It is strategically placed for a reason, perfectly aligned with His plan for your life. These doors are invitations to step into a new level, to embrace new responsibilities, and to walk into blessings that have been reserved for you from the beginning. They are not meant for someone else, and they are not open for a lifetime. They are timed for your season, calibrated for your destiny, and guarded by His wisdom. Sometimes when a door opens, you hesitate. You overthink, you doubt, or you question if you are worthy or ready. But hesitation can cause you to miss a divine appointment. When God opens a door, it is a spiritual signal that the next step of your journey has arrived. This is why you must be attentive, alert, and obedient. Doors of destiny often do not remain open forever. They may be wide open for a moment, but the window closes quickly. Some people stand in front of doors that God has opened for them for years, waiting for the perfect time. That never comes, only to watch the opportunity fade because they lacked faith, snorts, decisiveness, or action. God's timing is perfect, And his doors open when you are ready, not necessarily when you feel ready, but when your spirit, your character, and your purpose have aligned enough to step through. These doors are designed with your purpose in mind. They are doors that challenge you, stretch you, and elevate you. They are not doors that make you comfortable or complacent. The right door may lead to a situation that requires risk, courage, or sacrifice, but it is through these experiences that you grow, mature, and fulfill the destiny God has placed in your heart. Every door is a test of faith as much as it is an opportunity. You may have to leave behind familiar territory, step into uncertainty, or let go of control. But each step through the door is a step toward divine fulfillment. The right door always requires faith, and walking through it requires trust in God's guidance, even when the path is unclear. It is also important to recognize that God often opens doors that others cannot see or access. While the world may measure success through status, recognition, or material gain, God's doors are based on divine destiny and spiritual alignment. He opens doors to places of influence, favor, and opportunity that you could never engineer on your own. These doors bring people, connections, and resources that were previously unavailable. They bring situations that stretch your abilities and open your potential. They bring platforms where your talents, skills, and spiritual gifts can make the greatest impact. And these doors often require humility, patience, and a willingness to walk in integrity, because God's favor is attached to obedience and righteousness. One of the challenges of recognizing and stepping through the right door is discernment. Not every opportunity that presents itself is a door God has opened. Some are distractions, traps, or delays meant to test your discernment and patience. The world may tempt you with offers, promises, or shortcuts, snorts, but God's doors are always aligned with His plan, His timing, and His principles. You must learn to distinguish between doors that are merely attractive and doors that are divinely appointed. This requires prayer, spiritual sensitivity, and the ability to hear God's voice. The right doors resonate with peace, purpose, and alignment with your calling, even if they are challenging. The wrong doors bring confusion, compromise, and misalignment with your destiny. Recognizing the difference is essential to stepping into the fullness of God's plan for your life. When you step through a door that God has opened, you may face resistance. The enemy will attempt to discourage, distract, or delay you. You may encounter obstacles, opposition, or criticism from people who do not understand your journey. This is why faith, persistence, and prayer are essential. Doors of destiny are never handed to you without a test of your readiness. God wants to ensure that those who step through are prepared to handle the responsibility, the opportunity, and the impact. The trials and challenges that come with these doors are not meant to defeat you. They are meant to refine you, strengthen you, and solidify your trust in God's guidance. You must walk with courage, confidence, and unwavering faith, knowing that every door He opens is a passage into His purpose for your life. Doors of divine destiny also come with partnerships, mentorship, and guidance that are strategically placed to support your journey. God often positions people behind the scenes who will provide wisdom, resources, and encouragement as you navigate the path ahead. These doors are not meant to be walked through alone. They are accompanied by divine support and alignment. Those who enter through God's doors find themselves surrounded by favor, protection, and connections that accelerate their progress. The right door often brings people into your life, snorts, who will shape your vision, validate your purpose, and contribute to your growth. God orchestrates these alignments perfectly so that when you step into the opportunity, you are fully equipped to thrive. Furthermore, the doors God opens are often linked to your next level of influence, impact, and contribution. They are not only about personal gain, but also about expanding your capacity to bless others. The right doors position you to fulfill your calling and purpose, enabling you to serve, lead, and make a difference. Every opportunity, relationship, or platform that God provides through these doors is designed to amplify your purpose. Walking through the door is not just a step for you. It is a step for your family, your community, and your destiny. It is a step that has a ripple effect beyond what you can see in the moment. God's doors always carry a divine purpose that is bigger than personal ambition. Timing is critical when it comes to these doors. God's timing is perfect, and sometimes the waiting period is as important as the opportunity itself. Waiting is not an activity, it is preparation. While you wait, God is equipping you, strengthening you, and aligning circumstances in your favor. Patience allows you to enter the door at the right moment, fully ready to embrace all that He has prepared. Rushing, forcing, or taking matters into your own hands can cause you to miss the blessing, the favor, and the destiny attached to that door. Trusting God's timing ensures that when the door opens, you are spiritually, emotionally, and mentally prepared to step in with confidence and authority. Finally, the doors God opens lead to growth, breakthrough, and transformation. They are not just opportunities, they are divine assignments. Stepping through them requires faith, courage, and obedience, but they lead to experiences that change your life forever. God's doors are aligned with His purpose for your destiny, and every step you take through them draws you closer to the life He has promised. The right doors bring the right people, the right opportunities, and the right favor. They are gateways to blessings that cannot be earned, only received through alignment with God's will. As you recognize trust and step through these doors, you will discover that God's plan for your life is greater than anything you could imagine. And the doors He opens are exactly what you need to fulfill your divine destiny. ChatGPT said, "Favor increases when obedience becomes your lifestyle, not your struggle." And understanding this truth is essential for anyone who desires to walk in the fullness of God's blessings. Favor is not something that happens by chance, luck, or even human effort. It is a spiritual principle, a divine response to a life aligned with God's will. Many people pray for favor, seek promotion, or hope for breakthrough, but they struggle because they treat obedience like a burden rather than a lifestyle. They obey when it is convenient, when it benefits them, or when the consequences of disobedience are obvious. True favor, however, is reserved for those who have made obedience the very rhythm of their daily walk. It is inconsistent, faithful, and sometimes unseen obedience that God begins to release favor that transcends natural understanding. Obedience is the foundation of divine favor because it demonstrates trust in God's wisdom and alignment with His will. When you obey, even when you do not fully understand, you send a signal to heaven that you are willing to surrender your plans, your timing, and your understanding. This surrender is what activates favor because God honors those who honor His authority. Favor is not arbitrary. It flows from alignment with God's principles. When obedience becomes your lifestyle, it cultivates a consistent environment for favor to operate. It is not an occasional act, but a continual posture of the heart, a daily choice to align your actions, decisions, and priorities with God's word and His guidance. Many people struggle with favor because they see obedience as a struggle. They attempt to obey, but only when it is convenient, comfortable, or profitable. They obey on Sunday, but compromise on Monday. They give lip service to God's commands, but resist His instructions in practical ways. This inconsistency blocks favor because favor requires a heart fully surrendered, a spirit fully aligned, and a life fully committed. Favor does not thrive in half-hearted obedience. It grows in consistency, humility, and willingness to submit even when obedience is difficult, uncomfortable, or counterintuitive. The struggle comes from trying to obey in your own strength without relying on God's power and guidance. Snorts. When obedience becomes a struggle, it is often because the focus is on the act itself rather than on the relationship with God that produces the act. Transform obedience into a lifestyle by focusing on your love for God, your trust in His wisdom, and your desire to align with His purpose. Favor is also increased through obedience because it establishes credibility in the spiritual realm. God's favor is a resource that works in alignment with righteousness and integrity. When you obey, you demonstrate that you can be trusted with responsibility, influence, and opportunity. Just as in human relationships where trust precedes promotion, in your relationship with God, obedience precedes favor. Every act of faithful obedience builds spiritual credibility. It proves that you are dependable, teachable, and faithful in small matters. The right doors bring the right people, the right opportunities, and the right favor. They are gateways to blessings that cannot be earned, only received through alignment with God's will.